So please feel free in the chat to ask me any questions. I will answer whatever you need, whether it's about running, whether it's about the class, questions of how I did things. This is your chance to have a little one-on-one time. So Lacey says, hi, can you go over the lowering down and lifting up from the long seated twist to the IT band side plank? Absolutely. So definitely when you're coming from that IT band twisted crescent, the foot's more forward. And so as we lower, this leg is going to slide to be outside the knee. So from the other perspective, it would look like this. Here we are. As we lower, I have to slide this leg outside. And then I'm twisting. Now I'm going to plant this hand just, I don't know, maybe 6 inches away. If you put it farther away, then your side plank arm is going to be too low. So you definitely want to hug it in close. And then push down here, depress to lift. And I'm also helping with this leg to get a little, it's like a twisted side plank, and then lowering right back into that long seated twist. So the hand will plant close to the body, lift, push down to lift up, and then lower. So we're getting a little bit of a contract and then relax as we stretch. So it's a nice way to mobilize, I find, the rib cage, which gets a lot of tightness in a lot of people, whether they're runners or not. Let's see. I hope that answered your question, Lacey. Oh, thank you, Ellen. Oh, no more QL pain and down dog. Yes, that's wonderful. So that's where these little question and answers can be nice. She was having some issues, and we just talked to her about dropping the shoulder blades down because she might have been pushing away, which was pulling on the QL. So by releasing that, it's just the soft tissue in her back went, because again, we tend to want to look, and I'm guilty of this as a physical therapist. I would look where the pain was, and then I've learned over my many years of experience now, just turned 48, to look elsewhere. So yes, thank you. Placing the hand too far away. I definitely did that the first time I did it too, and then you sort of feel like you're awkward on that weight-bearing hand. So that's a good thing for me to note when I'm cueing it, and also for you as a teacher to note if you choose to put this in one of your classes to cue that correctly, or better than I did. And so when you think about that running, I put the running arms in there because you'll see, if you watch, you'll see a lot of people that do this when they run. And that's a lot of wasted energy, kind of going into this transverse plane as opposed to really coming forward and back, using almost like a pulling of the arms. I remember when I was running track and going around the curves, you would literally pull with that outside arm. So these arms really do help propel us forward just through that movement of the body transferring. Using the feet help too. Oh, thank you, Lacey. That Elvis move, yes. So the Elvis move I think is easier to look at. It's not a great view, but here comes my butt. So from this perspective, where you're going to turn the heel out, the knee in. So you know how Elvis would go like this? So it's this move with the legs, but we're in down dog. So it gets this beautiful lateral, like IT band lateral leg stretch. And then it also gets all the way down into the heel cord, the Achilles tendon, the foot. So my shoulders are staying pretty square, but my pelvis is definitely unleveling with that. And you can also feel it's amazing in the QL. So getting into the lower back, as that pelvis unlevels, you get into the low back. And we were in Costa Rica, and Laura had put that in one of her flows also. And we were doing it, and I was like, God, I feel like Elvis. And so ever since then, I've called it the Elvis move. And so again, just kind of a reminder that this is considered a recovery flow. So this would be something you would do on a non-running day if you're training for something, or after a long run, a day or two after, and it just feels heavenly in your body because it's tight, you know. So I made this up, like I said, 2 days after my long run. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad that you guys faithfully come to these Thursdays. I love them. Even though we're over chat, it still feels like I get to know you all better, and we're practicing together, which is just cool. So, all right, everybody. Have a great rest of your day, weekend, etc.